Hello, it's Technique Tuesday. I want to wish my daughter Danae a happy birthday. I'm doing this on her birthday today, and wish she was here stamping with me, but instead she's teaching summer school. Today is the technique I want to share with you is called Faux die cut inlay. I learned how to do it on Split Coast Stampers with Ardith, and she made it very easy to understand how to do. This is the card we're going to make. I'm using the sunflower from this set, Celebrate Sunflowers. It's brand new in our catalog that just came out June 3rd. I'm going to use this stamp set here for the front. Well, actually, I'm not using the stamps, I'm using the dies. I'm using this die here. You'll see it's very detailed, and then we have the outside that we could use, along with several others. Then I'm going to use mini mates for the greeting on the inside. We're also using the faux suede trim, really soft. I really like the feel of this. And we're using some of our Fluid 100 watercolor paper because we're going to be doing a little bit of watercoloring. I so wish you were in my kitchen with me and we could do this together. I'm hoping in July we can start having in-person classes again, and I'll be watching. I'm recording this early so I can get it uploaded, but I'll be watching at 2 o'clock, so feel free to comment that you're watching and I'll reply back. Hostess code for today. If you place a $30 order or higher, I will give you a free ribbon or accessory of your choice. So let me know if you have any questions on that. Our card base today is 5.5 by 8.5. And then this piece here of watercolor paper is 4 by 4 3/4. I used some black scrap paper to cut out my sunflower. And then the Early Espresso faux suede trim, I did 8 3/4 of an inch plus my bow. All right, so let's get started. So what I did first was I just took some black scrap paper and I cut out the sunflower. I used our precision plate on the magnetic. You can also use the regular platform. So your platform, your precision plate, your cardstock, and that's it, and then your die, and then a plastic plate, and run it through. And then I have found that it's a good idea to run it through a couple times because you do have a lot of little dots and stuff that you need to cut out. So that's the black piece. Then for this piece here that we're going to color, what I did was I took the regular platform and I put one of our silicone mats down, then my paper, then the die, and then one clear plate, and ran it through my Big Shot. Okay? When you do that, you end up with the impression on the watercolor paper. So what we're going to do now is we are going to color that design. You do not want to use anything that's heavy so that it pushes the raised part down, because you want to be able to see those lines. Now, my new order from the catalog hasn't come in yet, so I don't have our brand new painting tools, so I'm going to be using our aqua painter. And what I'm doing is I'm using So Saffron, crushed curry, and just a tiny bit of soft suede for the center. I'm using our clear blocks for my palette. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the aqua painter and I'm just going to color my sunflower. Now the thing is, you want to get right up to the edge so that when you put your black over the top, you don't have any empty spaces or white spaces. So I'm using the So Saffron first for a light color, and then I will come back with darker crushed curry to add some depth to it. And you'll notice that this ink with just the aqua painter and water goes a long way. I'm already almost a fourth of a way around, or maybe even a little more. And you don't want all the petals to be the same, because when you look at a sunflower, probably should have made those a little lighter, it has a nice variety of color. They're not all the same. The nice thing with watercolors, you can go back and you can pull some of the color off too. I'm trying to keep the videos a little bit shorter. For some reason, YouTube doesn't like my video if it's over about 15 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep this so it's not too long. I hope you've received your catalog. If you haven't, let me know. I know shipping, we're having real issues. I know Stampin' Up! Posted today that UPS won't even guarantee 2-day shipping right now. They're just overwhelmed with shipping and sick employees and all of that. Alright, so if I had time on here, I would go back and I'd pull some more of that color off there. But what I did is I colored all the raised portions. And then I'm going to clean my mat, or clean my aqua painter, and I don't want very much here. I want it to be real light. So I'm just going to go back and just add a little bit of depth on the bottom of some of these petals. You get the idea. You're going to just add some depth to it, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out my yellow here. Should have brought a paper towel, forgot to pick that up. So then I'm going to go back with my soft suede, and I just want to do the center here just a little bit, because the dye that is going to go over the top covers that whole section I'm not coloring, so we don't even need to mess with that. So we're just going to fill in that center there. Okay, so then what I did after it dried, and of course I can't do that now because it's still wet, is when I'm lining this up, I found the easiest way is to find one of these little pieces like this at the edge, and that's going to help me line up my dye over the top. And when you do, it's going to line up perfectly because you used the same thing to do both pieces. And I had it lined up laying over there, and now I can't find it. Isn't that the way it always goes? Let's see here. Well, you know what I'm saying, and I think what I'm going to do is what I will probably end up doing on my die is I will put a mark on the bottom of, I'll pick my spot for my sunflower and just put a mark on here with a marker so that I know that that's always where down is, and that makes it a lot easier to line up. And you want to do that especially if you're teaching classes, because you don't want people frustrated like I am right now trying to figure out how to line it up. There we go. Alright, so you would line it up like that. And you'll see my brown wasn't quite dark enough, so I'd need to go back in. So here's again the finished product. So you can see I highlighted with the crushed curry. And then what I did is after the center dried, I took the Early Espresso marker and just dotted it like we would have in the middle of a sunflower. Okay. Then for the ribbon, I took the ribbon, started at one edge, wrapped it around twice and tied it again, or glued it, and then attached my bow. Then for the inside, I stamped this sunflower in Memento ink and then put my greeting up there, and then of course colored in with our blends. So there's that one. I wanted to show you one other one that I played with. This one I just love. It is from the Mini Layered Blossoms dies. This is going to be my product class in July, because this is the fine die that I used on this one, but it also has another one and some small flowers as well. There's 6 pieces. So there's 2 flowers there, and then the coordinating 3 that are a little more filled in on this one. So I colored this one. You knew I'd go with purple. And then I did my So Saffron centers. I used Pear Pizzazz for my leaves. And the gal on Split Coast showed that you could layer it on some sponged color. She wanted hers to look like it was stained glass, so she used a yellow, so like that. And then another option is I found that my colors went over. This was the first one that I did. And a way to take care of that would be to cut out an outline of a color that you wanted to go around it. And you can, goodness gracious here, there we go. You can go around the outside so that then it covers up all your little goobers if you have accidents on the outside. And I had cut out these pieces, so that's something you would have to decide that you want to do. So there are so many fun things you can do with this. You can leave it open like that. You can cover it up. I just love the way the sunflower turned out with all the different shades in it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back on next Tuesday with another technique. Again, I'll be watching at 2 o'clock, so I'd love to hear your comments. Bye.